State regime media, which calls itself Fox, is in panic mode as Donald Trump is going ballistic on them. Donald Trump is livid that state regime media has not been promoting his disastrous state fair enough. So state regime media has been out there all day trying to get people to show up, and nobody's showing up. And I'll show you how pathetic state regime media looks right now. Now, earlier in the day, Donald Trump posted that this state fair is the greatest thing ever. He writes, "Do you think people appreciate what a fantastic job we did in building and operating the great American state fair at the National Mall, packed with happy people and everybody loving it? Ask yourself this simple question. Do you think that Obama or Sleepy Joe Biden could have done it? The answer is no." Then Donald Trump ordered state regime media, "You need to go and say there's so much energy and people are having so much fun. Your regime media, do it." And I'm going to show you what Fox was doing. They're like, "There are so many people out there. This is so amazing right now." While there's nobody out there, watch as Sandra Smith on state regime media says, lots of energy down there. And then Fox has the live shot. There's nobody there. Here, play this clip.
National Mall. Mark, great to see you here today. There's a lot of energy down there. What's the latest?
Sandra, it sure is. And welcome back to Washington. It's so good to see you personally. As you've seen yourself, there is a big energy here on the National Mall. The crowd sizes were smaller in the morning. It has picked up quite a bit. The State Fair generating a lot of headlines, and we have seen more people come to see it for themselves, including right to the Ferris wheel. You'll zoom in here and see the crowds that are lined up for a chance to see Washington unlike any other way. But people told us this isn't about politics, but a chance to celebrate what America offers coast to coast.
Each state, I've heard, is represented in some way. So I just want to feel the energy in D.C. and see what the fair is all about.
We just wanted to see all the different parts of it and states, some of their exhibits and everything. So yeah, we just are glad here for the Freedom 250 to be here, that we could come because of this great country.
Yeah.
Then you have the Fox Chiron announcing that today at the State Fair, it is the Great American Maha Movement Monday, everybody, while state regime media is showing people gagging on pancakes and nearly puking. Yeah, everything this Trump regime does is grotesque. There's nobody there, and they're stuffing themselves with pancakes and like vomiting. What in the MAGA is this? Here, play this clip.
And this morning, 4 younger Americans put their stomachs to the test with a pancake eating contest. That's tough on any day, let alone in this kind of heat. The winner was determined by audience applause. The guy who won appeared really worried he wasn't going to be able to keep the pancakes down, but in the end, he made it.
More on state regime media. They bring in Doug Burgum, and they're trying to pretend that there's all these people. Just look at the Fox shot here, and you will see behind them, there's like 12 people there. On a normal day, June 29th, in the Washington Mall, without this fair, there would be thousands times more people enjoying themselves. But nobody wants to be associated with this grotesque thing that Donald Trump has done to D.C. and to this country and to the world. Here, play this clip.
Scene behind us, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah, thanks great.
Thanks for inviting us.
I haven't seen the elephant food booth yet, though. I've seen the elephant sandwiches.
So each day has got a theme. Today's theme is Make America Healthy Again. And I'm wondering, how does a pancake eating contest comport with Make America?
No red food dyes, right? It's just all natural ingredients.
All natural. Eggs, milk, butter. What else do you need?
Then they go back to the booth. They go back to New York City, which, of course, state regime media pretends they hate New York City, but that's where their headquarters is. And then so they're talking about this, Maha Monday. And then they go, on Maha Monday, we should be blessed that because of Donald Trump, you have the freedom to eat what you want. That's Maha, baby. That's Maha. Here, play this clip.
I do got to say, though, Maha Monday, I'm a little bit skeptical of whether it's actually Maha. This is some of the food that's being offered at the fair, okay? Not to be a Debbie Downer. Corn dogs, jumbo chicken on a stick, loaded mac and cheese, Chicago and New York style pizza, and cheesy fries with hatch queso. That is all up my alley. I don't know if it's technically Maha Monday, But the state exhibits are more than worth the trip in and of itself. Some of the highlights that I got to see that I wrote down because I want everyone to know what's there. The train simulator at the Nebraska booth, Waffle House hats at the Georgia booth, the Orange Grove scent in the Florida booth that they piped in from the state. These are just some of the great highlights that also just kind of show how quirky all of the American states are. And it just really goes to show that when you put all of those quirks and little flaws together, it really makes for an exceptional nation.
So here's the thing. It is Maha Monday, but we have the freedom to eat what we want.
It's true.
Right. Okay. Waffles and pancakes.
Yeah, I think, talking about what Kaylee's, addressing here with the food is you have to think that part of Maha is being healthy some days and then having some diversity in your life others, right? I don't think it has to be always this very strict diet. I think it shows that we can focus on our health, but yet remember that these are the times we're supposed to celebrate. And when you're celebrating, go to the fair and have some fun food. I don't think many are going to the fair if they're serving kale and hummus. And
I will say that.
No one's going to a salad fair.
Right.
They will be.
By the way, they'll also slather your food with glyphosate after the Supreme Court just recently ruled that the companies that produce glyphosate are immune from any litigation at all because federal law preempts it. And RFK says glyphosate is okay with me. And the Trump regime says that's our preferred herbicide. Let's slather it over everything. Back to state regime media over here. And again, they're going to state regime media it. And then they're like, Doug Burgum's like, just think, Washington, our first. Teddy Roosevelt, 125. Donald Trump here on 250. Just think about how amazing things are. I mean, folks, this is right out of some weirdo North Korea stuff. And again, look in the background, you'll see nobody there. Let's play this clip.
He was a very special president, to be sure.
Yeah, well, and he was president at the 125th, so I think we had Washington at the first, we had TR at the 125th, and we've got President Trump at the 250. All three of them remarkable change makers moving our country forward.
Well, hey,
Then they bring on this guy, Marcus Lemonis or Lemonis. He's to me right out of the Dr. Oz, playbook right here. And you'll see over here as they start talking about, how great things are going. Again, you'll see that like even on the shots that Fox is showing, there's like nobody there. Let's play this clip.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
I think being healthy, though, is about having some choices, and it's a philosophy. And for those of you that remember when we were in grade school, we would take this presidential fitness test.
Yes.
And it was tough because
President Trump just brought it back.
Yeah.
I know, which makes me nervous because I had to do pull-ups, and it wasn't great in front of all the other girls in school. But I think it's a philosophy, and I think having fun and knowing where the balance is part of it.
We're also
Aaron Rupert explains, did the rapture happen overnight? State regime media broadcasting from a completely empty Trump state fair. And then they're like, and look who we got here. Brooke Rollins, the agriculture secretary. Okay, this isn't like, yay, my favorite character on the Trump reality show. It's Brooke Rollins. Yeah, no one wants to see Brooke Rollins. You know what I want to see my agriculture secretary doing? Not this. I'd like to see them in a boring agriculture building, Department of Agriculture building. Actually, get this, helping farmers, helping agriculture. And now what? We're going to have to bail out farmers yet again because Donald Trump's tariffs against the world and Donald Trump's catastrophic war are screwing everyone. But guys, Brooke Rollins is in this episode. Yay! This isn't some like weirdo apprentice. We got Penn and Teller, Brooke Rollins, Marcus Lemonis, or whatever the guy's name is. Here, play this clip.
So yes, it's typically hot in the summer, but it's not this hot in the summer. That's it from here for me. But a guy who knows all about places that are hot, Lawrence, LJ, you're over in Texas, I think, where it's always hot out there.
I was born in heat, and that's Texas.
Yeah, you
were.
All right,
Adam, thank you so much. All right, so we're right in front of the Texas tent. This is where everything big happens. All right, if you look over there, there's a rodeo. You're going to get cattle. You're going to get horses, and that's all from Texas. But I want y'all to meet a special friend. You know her well. Let's go. This is the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins.
Goodness,
my friend from a long time. It's good to be back home.
Yeah.
So,
and on this sicko reality show, while they're promoting this awful, awful fair. They bring in Dr. Oz because this is some weirdo reality show stuff. So Dr. Oz shows up and Dr. Oz is like, can you believe it, folks? Let me show you why Obamacare is fraudulent. There are 40% of people on Obamacare who never actually need to use the insurance. By the way, who knows if that's even actually the right stat because the Trump regime lies about everything. But guess what, Oz? You know, there are people who have insurance. And one of the things about it is that sometimes you don't need to use it. And the idea of insurance, you should know this, Oz, I guess if you don't care about people, is building a risk pool where, yes, the 40% who didn't need it, but who are still paying into the system, right, are helping the people who do need it. And guess what? Those 40% who may not need it, you know the way health works? Sometimes it doesn't work. And then you need it. And then so the risk pool helps you. That's the purpose of insurance. And as I've always said, what we need to do is shift that risk pool to the entire country and have single payer and make sure that everybody gets free health insurance. That should be a right. I care about it, but why should we have somebody in the Oval Office doing market manipulation and 3,700 stock trades? And, you know, we have trillionaires. I want people to get health care. That's what I really want right now. Here, play this clip.
Historically, Obamacare had 9 million people on it. 9 million people. This year, over 23 million people apparently signed up. But of the people who signed up, 40% never used the insurance. Let me ask you a question, John. You have health insurance. Do you use it once a year? Buy a prescription, you go visit a doctor, call somebody?
If I don't use it once a day, it's pretty infrequent.
Well, in Obamacare right now, 40% of the people ostensibly signed up never use the insurance. So it raises, again, the reality that there are many people who are signed up who are getting paid for but don't believe they have the insurance, don't know they have insurance, didn't want the insurance. And these brokers are able to make a ton of money off the American taxpayer. So, of course, the Democrats are arguing aggressively that any people who leave Obamacare is only happening because of the enhanced premium subsidies that were put in place for a short period of time during COVID by the Democrats. That's not right. The reality is we have a lot of fake people on the policies. We want them off because they don't want the insurance. They're covered elsewhere, or at least they never wanted to be in this program. If they want other ones, it's fine. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. And what Secretary Kennedy announced on this video is really critical. Yeah. 1 million people with fake Social Security numbers, that's an insult to the American people. We're not going to tolerate it.
Yeah, you referenced that video.
Hat tip to Anarchy Princess. She's getting great footage. She's showing what it's looked like to be at the Great American Fair. And just look at these buildings, as she says. They're basically just covered in printed sheets that are stapled on. Let's show you.
Staples. I don't want to touch it because you know how they feel about touching things around here. Quality craftsmanship. America. American workers.
Then she goes, it's like someone stood at one end of the mall with a laser and measured the height of the ground, but didn't take into account that the ground was uneven. Here, play this clip right here. Then state regime media tried to claim that there were 10,000 people at the Florida booth and 10,000 people at the Texas booth. Here, play this clip.
Crowds have been great. We have had nonstop people through our booth. I think yesterday we had around 10,000 people walk through the Florida pavilion alone. We had a line earlier. Like I said, we just had a weather break here at the fair, but we had a line earlier that was all the way across the mall here. And we're glad to see it. We want to welcome people in. If you haven't been to the Great American State Fair, there's time.
I'll show you what the booths look like just so you can see. Let's play this over here. Anarchy Princess with great footage over here of the Texas booth. And it's got a piece of paper and someone in a Sharpie, right? Sorry. We are now closed. Go Texas. Play this clip.
Catch us tomorrow. Go Texas.
But then state regime media says, look, sometimes pictures don't tell the full story because you look behind us, you see no one, but we're telling you that there's a lot of people. So there's the picture in the video, but just don't care about that. Here, play this clip.
And sometimes the pictures really don't tell the full story, because if you look behind us, you see, okay, there are a couple hundred people back there, but the truth is, when you make your way over here and you're in a wash of people.
More from state regime media right here, claiming that there are thousands of people. I'll show you this right here.
Well, you guys saw on the way over here, but I'm not kidding. I think there were thousands.
Yesterday, I said on air, hey, there's thousands of people. Some poo-pooers on the X are like, oh, thousands of people. The North Carolina booth was counting 880 people an hour coming through their booth.
Yeah.
So unless they have the same 880 people lined up going around, there are thousands of people here. And I'll tell you what, that's with rain, with everything else going on, the fact that it is heightened security just because of the world right now. It's really an awesome crowd. And it's people that want to be here.
And then you have the meteorologist, Adam Klotz on Fox. He starts milking a fake cow and putting it in a cereal and drinking from the cow, the fake cow. Play this clip.
Bowl of cereal, and you can't just eat dry cereal. Like, you eat the dry cereal? No, that's not it. Yeah, milk, milk into the cereal. You give it a nice little squeeze, and that is how you get a delicious bowl of Michigan cereal coming in here. I can get all the udders, all the teats, squeezing them. What is squeezing them? And look at this. Look at this delicious bowl of cereal. Yum. Open up. I want to feed this to Charlie.
Let's check in with Adam Klotz, live from the National Mall to continue the 250th celebrations. Hey, Adam.
I know, weird, right? The gross, like, this to me sums up Trump. It's bad. It's gross. Nobody likes it. It's so Trumpian. Back to over here. You've got the Department of War booth at the State Fair. Let me show you. How's the Department of War going? Oh, here, play this clip.
Declaration of Independence, and really helped give birth to the U.S. military. And here we are celebrating 250-year history of the U.S. military. As you can see, we've got, battles from wars past. I don't know if that's John Paul Jones up there defeating the Serapis. I would have said HMS Serapis, but of course they didn't add that moniker, the British, till after the war. We're talking about John Paul Jones. I call him a founding father. But we got people from all over the country who are not letting the rain affect them. A lot of Fox fans out here, Rich, but people having a good time. They're going to try on. You let the Army in here. The Army, some tactical gear. We got the Army here. 1st Cavalry Division there, largest patch ever from the U.S. military.
How about the Department of Justice building? Here, play this clip.
Do you run the Department of Justice? I mean, they don't do anything, right? We need to set this up.
That's actually a pretty good representation of the DOJ right now. And then finally, I'll show you Reggie B's post just so you can have the full overhead of everything that went down. Let's play it.
This is a view you're not going to get too often here because there's normally not a Ferris wheel on the National Mall. You can see the Washington Monument over there. Good view from there as well. And then I think that's the Smithsonian Museum of American History. You can see the Smithsonian Castle over there. We are moving again, headed towards the top. Oh, here we go. We're at the tippy top here. Let's get down to the monument there. Hello there. Look out there towards the Capitol.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.